just finished How a Realist King Rebuilt the Kingdom. The anime is on Hulu. There are 13 episodes. It's a little late for me to make this video, but we all know I have no concept of time. It's literally a joke within my family. I have no concept of time. I really liked it. Now, I first heard of this as I was going through and looking at manga on Amazon, and of course they show you recommended or other users bought, whatever the fuck it is. And that led me to another thing and another thing and another thing. And one of these things was this manga. And then I learned not long after that they were making an anime. I was like, oh, convenient timing. And I really like this show. I hope they do another season. It's, I don't think it's as charming as, say, that Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime, but I think it has the charming element from it in the world building. Because you get to see him kind of build things up. And I think Slime does it better for me. I don't know what it is, but Slime is just much better for me. I like the way they did it more. But I do like how they kind of started off just the summoning in general. So basically, as the title says, is we have a hero. So we open up with Kazuya getting his last words from his grandfather, and him kind of being start a family and you'll I was gonna say never be alone. I'm stupid. To start a family and protect them and that kind of thing. And then he kind of gets summoned after his grandfather dies, and we know that's the last of his relatives, so he has no one left behind, which I like. In the sense that, because a lot of times they're taken from another world and we never find out what the fuck happens to, the world they left behind, or the family they left behind, the friends, any of that. It's just kind of never explored. At least in anything I've watched. I'm sure there are things where they've done that, but usually it's in a case where they go back and forth between worlds, if they do explain it. But for the most part, it's usually they get summoned to another world. I'm talking isekai in general, and we don't really get what the fuck happens. Did they just assume they're dead? Does time fucking stop? What's going on? So he basically is we have that scene, and then we have the a view of the kingdom, the Elfride kingdom, yes. And he all the king and the prime minister and all the bureaucrats and who the fuck they are. They don't really explain the rest of them. Are kind of oh, what do we do? Oh, what do we do? Why don't we try that? And so they do a hero summoning and actually summon someone. And I'm expecting the normal oh, hero, welcome. You've come in our time of you come in our time of need. That bullshit they all spiel, but no, they literally just go, oh fuck, it actually worked. Well, everything's worth a try once. And then just immediately I started laughing. I was oh, I wasn't expecting that. So they do little things I'm not expecting. And it kind of takes over, and we have this conversation of him right after he's been teleported there with the king, and he's kind of explained the reason he summoned him is the world is at since 10 years ago is at war with these demons that showed up out of nowhere. And all the human countries have banded together to kind of fight off the demon lord or whatever the fuck he is. Sorry, my eye is bugging me. And the Grand Chaos Empire, which is the biggest state, is fighting them off. So they all band together and they send support, money or troops or whatever they need. And Elfride is kind of in bankruptcy right now, so they can't send anything. But there was a little disclosure in the agreement, which we later touch on in the last episode, is that they could do a hero summon, which is unique to their country. And so basically they decide that their only real option is they can't pay the money because they have a huge food shortage that's going around. They have no capital, so they're kind of fucked. And so they use Kazuya, and they're going to send him to the Chaos Empire because that's kind of the only real option. And the way they do it, because it sounds very scummy and disgusting, and I think I'm oh, these can be assholes, and no, they're all kind of you can tell they actually feel bad about it. They're oh, well, so we kind of have to, sorry. That was just very different from what I was expecting. And you think Kazuya, or some Kazuya is his name, our main character, is gonna be like, "You motherfucker," and he's just like, "Okay, what happened? What's going on? What's gonna happen to me when I'm sent over there?" And he kind of takes over as king. Well, basically, he's like, "Okay, so this is what we're gonna do." He raises the capital so he can send the money and not get brought over there to the Gun or whatever. And then the king decides to just be like, after like them doing their conference and getting everything done, and he's just like, "So I'm abdicating the throne, and you're engaged to my daughter now." In front of everyone, didn't talk to them. Never fucking mentioned this to Kazuya, our main character, or his fucking daughter, who we learn is Licia, I think is her name later on. And it's just like, "Surprise, you're king! And you're engaged to my daughter now!" And yeah, he's just kind of goes about. He's very much in like Rimuru in the sense that like how Rimuru also became like head of like all these monsters, kind of just accidentally, like it just kind of fucking happened. Like it's very much like that in a sense. And there are a lot of characters that are fun, like Aisha's surprisingly adorable. Tomoe doesn't get much screen time. I think of all the women, I probably like Gina the most. Like, especially her outfit. I like hers the best. It suits her so much better than that fucking military outfit we see her later. But like, no, keep the songstress outfit. Check it. It works for you best. But I really like this show, and I think it was fun. And I do want another season. I'm still kind of excited to read the manga if I ever read the manga. I do have a habit of like writing stuff down that I want to look at later, and like years pass and it never fucking happens. But like there are some things I know for sure I will read eventually, no matter what. Like I really want to read the light novel for Overlord, and kind of like the same for the time I reincarnated slime. So like I know for damn sure I want to read them. And anyway, so yeah, but we're introduced to a couple characters. From the first episode, right away, he's... sorry, I don't know why I had a burp. Excuse me. Like, burp, a hiccup, I don't know what the fuck that was. But, like, from the get-go, we're introduced to him, like, just kind of fixing shit from... Sorry, I had to turn on my fan, and they're talking in the living room. And we have, like, paper-thin walls so you can hear everything. So if you're wondering what the fuck is in the background, that's why I apologize. But from like the first episode, he's like getting funds together. He's trying to start the food shortage, and he has so much shit just going on to fix everything. And then the second episode is he does like a recruitment drive, and then we get to know some of the characters that he's recruited, and it's just each episode is him kind of like us getting more information about the world. And I actually like the way they went into that. It's not huge dumps of information, which is nice. It's enough to kind of like explain what's going on. Like they have steel battleships, but their technology is more like before the Industrial Revolution ever happened. So he explained how magic worked. Like they had gunpowder in that world, and they could use magic, like fire magic, so guns were never developed. They have a battleship because I guess what he said is they could be built because they had the materials, and as long as like the plan works and the boat is buoyant, it would work. But the reason they were never developed until the Industrial Revolution is because there was nothing to power that massive heavy object. Where in this world there are sea dragons that they tame that can pull that battleship, and they have cannons on board because I guess other magic doesn't work on the water, like it's weaker or whatever. So they invented these cannons to fight naval battles. And so there's like little stuff like that really builds the world up and makes it interesting. And he gives you enough, kind of like at the start of every episode, where you get like a little dump of information, and you get a little bit more of information as the show goes on. And then you know how like some anime they have like that mid mark where they have like a title card pop up with a little bit of information. They do that twice. It goes by really quick if you're watching on Hulu, so I'd pause real quick and read it. But it's just like a little information, usually about some of the characters. But I enjoyed it, and I was gonna say, and I hope they do another season. This is literally my third fucking time saying that. God damn it. It's like fucking Groundhog Day in my head. I'm sorry. But yeah, it was really good. I would definitely recommend trying it out. It's not the most amazing anime, but there's some really nice, or not so much nice. There's some really like cool things that happen. Like I like seeing characters and seeing like the world building and how that person, especially in Isekai, is that person's our main character who's been Isekai, is introduced into this new world and how the world affects them, and how they affect the world and the people in that world. And it leaves off for him kind of finally meeting with a member of the Grand Chaos Empire. And I'm excited. And I don't know what else to say. It's good. I would try it. It's on Hulu, 13 episodes. And I don't know how to describe this. Like, because it wasn't super exciting where I could go on and on and on and on about every little thing I loved and didn't love. But it's also one of those things that I think you kind of have to see for yourself to see if you like it or not. Is it the greatest show in the world? No. Is it like a fun show that if you like a little bit of world building and magic and isekai, then maybe you'd want to try this. We all know I tend to love the isekai bullshit they pull here. Especially if they give you like actual information for the world. So just like, oh, you're fucking in this another world now. Bye. Like I like one of the reasons I loved Slime so much is because the characters felt real. The world building felt real. The town being developed felt real. It didn't feel like it was dragging on. I was always enjoying what's going on. They didn't throw it in your face every 5 seconds. Here, we're building a tent. They're going to a fucking building. Now we're going to a castle. Like, no. Like, you see it in the background. It's not shoved in your face constantly unless it's somehow important to the plot. And I think they do that here, but just, like I said, there's nothing to top Slime for me. And I like, comment, subscribe, check out my other videos as I'm going through all the shit I haven't done. Like, I need to go back and watch a room, and I just finished this one, and I want to see if there's new stuff on Hulu, and just, God, I have so much I need to do without actually needing to do it. I want to do more reviews and stuff. Like, I don't like uploading a billion videos, because one, it takes forever to upload a fucking video onto YouTube for me. But also I don't like I just posted another video, I'm literally uploading one now, where I don't like leaving it on my phone because my phone bitches at me when I use 2 gigabytes. I have like, how much, I think I only have like 50 or 60, and it bitches at me if I use up 2. So I'm always constantly like, oh fuck, I got shit on my phone, I need to get rid of, and I hate that. Anyway, like, subscribe, check out my other videos. Hopefully you were enjoying the anime season. I don't know everything that's coming out now for fall. I don't know. Like, I know we have another season of Demon Slayer, Kimetsu no Yaiba, and I haven't finished the fucking half of that fucking first season. It's still on my list. There's that. I haven't finished Slime Diaries. I need to do that. I'm gonna go back and rewatch the second season of Iruma-kun and then do a review on that. And then I need to finish Girlfriend. I need to finish so much stuff. Anyway, I'm gonna go now. Bye.